There's this moment that happens when you're house hunting. You're scrolling through listings and you see it. A decent house. Not a mansion, not even impressive, just normal. 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, a driveway, maybe a backyard that doesn't look like a crime scene. The price? $400,000. And here's the wild part. In 2026, that's not even expensive anymore. In Denver, the median home price is $610,000. In Austin, $565,000. Boston, try $730,000. So when you see that $400,000 house in Raleigh or Phoenix or Tampa, it actually feels like you found a deal. Your real estate agent is excited, your parents are nodding approvingly, the bank pre-approval letter is sitting in your email. Everyone's acting like you just won the lottery. But there's this knot in your stomach because you're looking at your salary, looking at that price tag, and thinking, can I actually do this? Spoiler alert, the answer is way more complicated than anyone wants to admit. I'm Sam, and today we're doing something most real estate advice skips on purpose. We're not asking who gets approved for a $250,000 house in 2026. We're asking who can actually afford one without turning every month into financial anxiety. The math gets uncomfortable fast. Let's start with it. Let's get real about where $400,000 actually lands you in today's market. In cities like Phoenix, the median is $436,000. Raleigh, North Carolina, $425,000. Tampa, Florida, $407,000. San Antonio, Nashville, Charlotte, all hovering in that $380,000 to $450,000 range. These aren't coastal elite cities. These are normal American cities where normal people live and work. And $400,000 is now the price of entry for a standard house. The national median home price right now, $420,000, which means a $400,000 house is literally just average. You're not buying anything special. You're buying the most medium house in the most medium neighborhood at the most medium price. But who can actually afford average? Here's where it gets spicy. Financial advisors love throwing around rules. Don't spend more than 28% of your gross income on housing. Keep your debt-to-income ratio under 43%. If you're buying a $400,000 house and putting down 10%, which is $40,000 in cash, you're financing $360,000. With current interest rates sitting around 6.5 to 7%, your monthly mortgage payment is roughly $2,400 to $2,500. Property taxes on a $400,000 home, in most states, that's about 1 to 1.5% annually. Let's call it $4,800 a year or $400 a month. Homeowners insurance, with prices jumping 24% between 2021 and 2024, you're looking at $150 to $200 monthly. HOA fees, if you're in a neighborhood with one, another $100 to $300. Then there's the maintenance budget. The rule of thumb is 1% of your home's value annually for upkeep. That's $4,000 a year, or about $333 a month, because that roof doesn't care that you just made your mortgage payment. When it leaks, it leaks. Oh, and if you put down less than 20%, add PMI at $200 to $300 a month. Let's add this up. Mortgage, $2,450. Property taxes, $400. Insurance, $175. Maintenance, $333. PMI, $250. Total, $3,608 per month. That's $43,236 a year just to keep a roof over your head. Now, here's the question everyone wants answered. What salary do you need to make this work? Using the 28% rule, where housing shouldn't exceed 28% of your gross income, you'd need to earn approximately $154,000 per year to comfortably afford a $400,000 house. Let that sink in. $154,000 annually. The median household income in America? $84,000. The $154,000 puts you in roughly the top 20% of American earners. That's not average person with average job territory. That's 2 high-earning professionals or 1 person in tech, medicine, law, or senior management. But Sam, banks will approve you with the 43% DTI rule. Sure, using the looser 43% debt-to-income standard, you only need to make about $100,000 per year. $100,000 sounds more achievable, right? That's roughly the top 30% of households. Still not median, still not average, but at least it's within reach for dual-income professional couples. Let's meet the Johnsons. They're a real-world example of what happens when a $100,000 household buys a $400,000 house. Combined income, $100,000 gross. Sounds solid. They're doing better than 70% of American households. They followed the rules, got approved, bought the house everyone said they could afford. Here's what happens every month. Their $100,000 gross becomes about $6,250 monthly after federal taxes, state taxes, FICA, and modest 401k contributions. That's the actual money hitting their bank account. Housing costs eat $3,608 of that. They're left with $2,642 for literally everything else. 2 car payments, because most of America needs cars, are $700. Car insurance, $200. Gas for 2, $250. Student loans, $350. Health insurance out of pocket, $150. Groceries for 2, $600. We're at $392 remaining. Cell phones, internet, utilities, streaming services, $250. They've got $142 left for the month. That's for clothing, entertainment, eating out, emergencies, unexpected costs, life happening. $142. The Johnsons aren't irresponsible. They didn't buy a boat or blow money at casinos. They just bought a totally average house that everyone said they could afford. And now they're living paycheck to paycheck with 6-figure household income. Want to know the truth? To comfortably afford a $400,000 house, and by comfortably we mean being able to save money, handle emergencies, and occasionally enjoy life, you really need to be making $130,000 to $150,000 as a household. At $130,000, your take-home is about $8,100 monthly. Housing takes $3,608. You've got $4,492 left. That's actual breathing room. That's being able to fix the AC when it dies without a panic attack. That's contributing to retirement and still grabbing dinner out occasionally. But here's the gut punch. Only about 25% of American households make $130,000 or more, which means 75% of households are either priced out of $400,000 homes entirely, or they're buying them and living in constant financial stress. Here's what usually happens. A couple making $95,000 sees that $400,000 house. They run the numbers. It's tight, but they can technically make the payments. The bank approved them. Everyone's saying don't wait. Prices will just keep going up. So they buy it. Month 1, they make the payment. It's tight, but they did it. They're homeowners. They made it. They made it. Month 4, the AC dies in July. That's $5,000 they don't have. Credit card. Month 7, one person needs dental work not fully covered by insurance. $1,200. Credit card. Month 10, their car needs new tires and brakes. $800. Credit card. That emergency fund they were supposed to build never happened. There's nothing left to save. Every unexpected expense becomes a crisis that goes on the credit card. The credit card balance grows. Now they're paying interest on the interest. This is what being house poor looks like. You own a house, technically the bank owns most of it, but you can't afford to maintain it, enjoy it, or handle life's inevitable surprises. The housing market, real estate agents, mortgage brokers, even well-meaning parents, they all keep saying the same thing. Housing prices only go up. If you can buy, you should buy. Don't wait. Build equity. It's an investment. But here's what nobody says. Buying a house you can barely afford isn't an investment. It's a trap. Real wealth isn't equity trapped in a house you're struggling to maintain. Real wealth is having margin in your budget, being able to save consistently, sleeping at night without anxiety, having options. The $400,000 house didn't suddenly become affordable because banks are willing to approve $100,000 earners. It just became normalized financial stress. So who can actually afford it? Let's be brutally honest. If your household makes around $100,000 to $120,000, it's stretched but possible. You can make the payments, but life will feel tight, every unexpected expense will sting, savings will move slowly, and one emergency can push you into credit card debt. At $160,000 or more, it's truly affordable. Housing is just one line in your budget, not the thing that controls your entire life, and you have real flexibility, options, and financial security. Meanwhile, the median household making $84,000 is priced out, not because they're bad with money, not because they're irresponsible, but simply because the math doesn't work. If you're sitting there feeling like you're failing because you can't afford a $400,000 house on your $90,000 income, you're not failing. The system is failing you. Home prices have increased 400% since 1990. Median household income up about 180%. The gap keeps widening, and we keep pretending it's normal. So what do? First, run your real numbers. Be honest about your income, your expenses, your actual life costs. If the math shows you'd have $200 left over each month after housing and basics, ask yourself if that's actually livable. Second, understand that there's no shame in saying this doesn't work for me right now. Just because you're approved doesn't mean you should buy. Banks profit from your mortgage. They don't profit from your peace of mind. Third, consider alternatives. Maybe it's targeting a $300,000 house in a less trendy area. Maybe it's renting longer while your income grows. Maybe it's acknowledging that the timing just isn't right yet. Because here's the truth. There's no trophy for buying a house you can technically afford but can't comfortably enjoy. There's no prize for being house poor. And there's definitely no award for financial stress. The real win, making decisions based on your actual numbers, not social pressure, based on reality, not what you wish were true. A $400,000 house isn't affordable for most Americans. It just isn't. And pretending otherwise doesn't help anyone except the people making money off your mortgage. The game is rigged, but at least now you can see exactly how rigged it is.